You could have changed this document,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't be any the wiser. That's all I'm saying.
I think there is a history on Google Docs.
I remember.
I know,
remember my
but
choices.
I'm gonna.
So you don't stand by.
You could also
what you
like
picked?
watch the episodes we put out.
No.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Rum and Cinema. Holy cow, we're here. Today we're going to look at 3 movies that we want to discuss. Each of us picked a movie that we want to talk about from the last few weeks. We'll talk about who won the Golden Globe competition from last episode. Spoiler alert, wasn't Nate. And we'll play a game of Jeopardy, my favorite. We have a buzzer situation now, so maybe Nate has a chance at this game. He doesn't.
To win correctly, yeah.
Oh, I forgot to do a final Jeopardy question too, so I'm going to have to make that up on the fly, but it'll be fine.
That'll surely end well.
Yeah. You can find us on YouTube at Rum and Cinema on YouTube.com. Subscribe to keep up to date with our newest episodes as we release them. You can also find us on TikTok at Rum and Cinema and on podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcasts. Nate and Jake are my hosts today. Jake, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm glad to be back doing this. I feel like we had a good break, and then it went on too long.
Yeah. We had a break, and then a break from the break, and then good to be back. There's a lot of movies to talk about now, which is cool. There's like a lot that are out there I want to see that are now in like VOD. I'm not watching movies in theaters right now, but there's a lot I can see at home now, which is nice. So that's good. Nate, how are you?
Yes. I'm doing good.
That's good.
I'm excited to hear about all these
doing?
movies that you're excited about, because I've been like, I felt like there's no movies that have been getting me excited recently.
You've seen them all.
Except the one that I picked to talk about, which is already the best movie of 2024. Wow. I'm excited to announce, even though it came out in 2023. I saw it in 2024. Okay. That's what's important.
Hey, I picked a real old movie, so you're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah,
we got a good mix. I'm excited for Iron Claw. That's out now. You can buy that. It's the wrestling A24 movie about real life wrestlers.
Oh yeah, that looks interesting.
It's going to be a downer. Spoiler alert. I want to see Zone of Interest. It looks like a downer. It's going to be a downer. A24 also. I still haven't seen Talk to Me. That looks amazing. That's A24. Poor Things I still haven't seen. I got to see that. We're going to talk about that later. There's a lot. I have like a list of like 70.
We got one for Nate to throw out here. Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh yeah, Nate, you're pumped, right?
That I am excited for. Yes.
All right, good.
That's the problem. It's, there's only one good, maybe good. I don't even know if it's going to be good. I just hope it's good.
It'll be like
as soon as Madam Web flopped, Nate's like, that's it. There's no good movies this year.
I'm out, guys. Dakota Johnson couldn't save this, and Sydney Sweeney's acting couldn't save this. I'm out. I saw The Marvels. That was fine.
Yeah, I
I
think we might have talked about it a little bit before, but just as a quick recap, way over critiqued. It was legitimately good, and I'd put it as one of the better Marvel movies of the, not that that's a high bar.
No.
I mean, of like the more
like Phase 4,
ones.
whatever they're in.
Phase 4. Of the last couple of years, for sure.
So it's better.
Yeah,
than...
it's a standout one.
Is it better than Guardians 3?
No.
I almost had you.
Come on.
I almost had you. Had to try. Had to try. I thought it was good. I didn't care about any of the characters. Brie Larson can't act. Like, I think she's not being directed well in that role. Like, she's just so lacking charisma, is what Screen Junkie's honest trailer said. It's so true. Like, I don't care about her at all in that role. And the other two, I had no idea who they were. No, I take that back. One I knew from WandaVision. And like, it was fine. It was a cool movie. It ended quickly.
But just barely in WandaVision.
Yeah.
It was like just zero substance. But when you're like, everything was good but the characters and the story, that's like, you walk away, you're like, that was okay, but then you're like, oh, but what the fuck was it?
Yeah, I didn't feel like I wasted my time, but I also would not watch it again. I'd maybe have it on the background of something I was doing. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't even do that. It was fine.
Better things to put on the background.
Yeah, like any.
Shout out to rewatching House
for
the first time in like 6 years.
Hell yeah! Has he gone to jail yet?
When you said Chad us rewatching House for the first time, I was about to call you out so hard.
This dude owned the DVD
every few years. I think it's the only DVDs I ever owned.
Yeah,
I think I've probably done 3. You know, my brother and his wife are going through Friends now.
Ooh.
And so every time I go over, you know, they're going through like, you know, maternity and then paternity leave, so they're at home a lot now so they just always have a sitcom on.
Hell yeah.
And I can't remember what they just finished, but now it switched to Friends, and I was like, oh my god, I haven't seen Friends in so many years.
Doesn't hold up as well as you hope it would.
I was gonna say, it's so fun to go back and be made uncomfortable by all the gay jokes.
You know, because when I'm there, I don't really watch it.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a comforting thing to have on in the background if you're not watching it.
Yeah, I get that. Like Big Bang Theory.
You can glance at the screen and get your nostalgia and be like,
yeah,
huh.
Yeah, I disagree that the comedy doesn't hold up. It's weird to go back and watch it because of a lot of the attitudes.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Like the jokes are still funny.
Sure, I'll give you that. My wife watches procedurals a lot, so we did Law and Order, and I'd never really watched Law and Order. That shit's good. Yeah, you get into it because it's like the same. It's a procedural, so it's the same formula every time. It's like we see them get killed, maybe, or we see like the person, then they're dead, and then we see the police investigation, and then we see the law part of it. You know, the both sides of the, you know, whatever, two equal.
Both sides of the justice system.
Yeah, that part. And then, like, you're left with either being like, man, justice prevailed, or man, justice is bad. You know, it was cool. It's good shit.
As someone who defends procedurals, particularly watching House right now, you're not selling this to me.
What?
You're not selling. You're like, and this, like you're making procedurals sound more boring.
Oh, they're just so well. I'm saying like the framework is so good and predictable that it's nice to have that
you don't even have to use your brain.
No, you do, because you're like thinking of what it's going to be like when they go to the law part. You're like, ooh, I wonder if this is going to get brought up in the law part, because you know it's coming. And then like we watched like 911. We tried to start that, and it's more about like their lives and not all about like just the fire and the police part. And we're like, it's boring. I don't care about Joe Blow fireman's sex addiction. I don't want to see that. I want to see you get a call about a fire, you solve the fire, then you figure out why the fire started, and then you know, put him in jail. That's what I want.
There's a lot of arsonists out there. That's what it makes you think.
Yeah, you know, should I leave my door unlocked with all those gas cans? I don't know.
You're just asking for trouble.
Yeah, I mean, I think we should make gas cans illegal, personally. Because of that.
What are we going to put the gas in?
Exactly.
50-gallon drums.
Styrofoam cups. Anywho, let's go to the Golden Globes. Last episode, we picked Golden Globes. There were 25 total categories, and here's how we ended up. Jake got second place with 10 correct out of 25. Not bad. Jake, have you seen any of the movies up for the Golden Globes since you took that test, or the test, whatever, like since you picked?
You know, I was scanning through the list earlier, and I think no.
All right. I think I saw 2 since then. Saltburn.
I want to watch Beef very soon.
Oh, dude, Beef. We watched Beef. Oh, yes. So good. It's incredible. And I was pissed we waited so long. It is so cool. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, The Bear. Yes.
Finally
I
watched
love
The
Bear.
Bear.
I binged a season in 2/3 and then I stopped and I haven't gone back to it. I think I just watched too much of it too quickly and I'm like, all right, I need a little break.
Yeah.
But I'm loving The Bear. It's so good.
Dude, The Bear is like probably my favorite show of the last couple years. It's so well done.
Same.
Yeah. Bear was amazing. Beef was really good. What were you saying, Nate?
Oh, I was going to say, speaking of, I was just scrolling through, and I'm mad because if I had seen Poor Things before we done this, I would have tied Jake.
True.
Because I would have picked all the categories.
Yeah, you went.
And I would have picked up 2 more wins.
It's the recency bias, you know. You went Saltburn because you saw that just before.
Yeah, I was excited about Saltburn, but Poor Things is actually the best.
Oh, damn. Okay. All right. Can't wait to hear about it. Nate got 8. He had 8.
Yikes.
Yeah,
hate to see it
he was
happen.
there. And I got 12. Not quite half, but you couldn't get half. So as close as I could get.
You could have changed this document.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be any the wiser. That's all I'm saying.
I think there is a history on Google Docs.
I remember.
I know,
remember
but I'm gonna.
You don't stand by.
You could also
what you picked?
watch the episodes we put out.
No. I don't care that you can easily disprove it. It's 2024. You don't need
sure.
to be reasonable in your claims.
I'll do an AI video that shows you actually saying the things that I change you to.
Oh my god.
Oh, I want to hear an AI Jake. Can we, if one of us has to miss an episode, can we try?
Yeah.
Can we feed it just our podcast
sick,
and then see if it can do it?
Oh my god. We should do Jake versus AI Jake for Jeopardy.
Actually, that would be bad. Nobody would get anything because the AI would learn to answer them wrong.
From Jake.
Yeah. Like, what's the Wizard of Oz?
It's like I know what the answer is, but I'm thinking what Jake would say is I haven't seen it.
Speaking of the Wizard of Oz, so I never read the book.
Oh, it's good.
It's surely not that good.
It's great.
But I didn't know that the lion was a real lion.
Oh, in the book? Yeah.
And so, like, in the movie, when, back then they couldn't do any sort of CGI or realistic costume lion, so they just had that,
the guy
he's
lion.
representing a real lion.
Yeah, you didn't know that? It's a real
I never made that connection.
I'm just
the
picturing
Scarecrow looked obviously like a
2026 remake where there's a CGI lion.
Wait, no, can we cast it? I know we've done this before, but can I tell you my cast real quick? Oh, wait, I forgot what they were. Me and my wife did this the other day, and I forgot they were like really good. Josh Gad is the lion. He plays Frozen. He's Olaf in Frozen. I think Timothy Chalamet was the Scarecrow. Miley Cyrus was
basically just him and Dune.
Yeah, Miley Cyrus was
Miley Cyrus Dorothy.
Yeah, Dorothy, because she can sing and she can do all the dancing and stuff. And then who did I have as Tin Man? It was another really good one. I was like, damn, that's really good.
Common.
No. And we had a good Oz too. I'll have to ask her. I'll tell you later. Everyone on the podcast, find my phone number and text me. Just kidding. Don't do that. I'll tell you.
Oh, I can read it.
Christopher Walken as Oz.
It was someone like, I think I had Christoph Waltz at first, and then we watched another movie, and I was like, no, this guy should be Oz. And she was like, yeah, this guy should totally be Oz. I can't remember. I'll text her and see if she replies while we're doing this. So yeah, I had 12. Nate had 8. Jake had 10 out of 25 categories.
Repeat it.
Not bad.
And Ryan Gosling was robbed.
Oh, do you think so? Yeah. How about that? Is that the one you would say is the most robbed?
Looking through this list, and it's hard for me because I hadn't seen a lot of these still, but of the one that I can make a strong opinion on, because Oppenheimer won for that, or I guess Oppenheimer didn't win.
RDJ.
Yeah.
Robert Downs Jr.
But
yeah, he was fine.
Did he stand out to you? I still haven't seen Oppenheimer.
He's like the last third. He's the last third of the movie. It's fine. He's fine in it. It's cool.
Yeah, it is good.
Yeah, but I thought Ken was better. I'd agree. Nate, did you have one that stood out as like, man, this should have won, but it didn't?
I don't know. I'm scrolling through it right now. It's hard. Like the ones I missed, I kind of agree. Like I missed the Bear because I picked Ted Lasso, and I think Ted Lasso is great, but I'm happy the Bear won.
Yeah, I didn't think the Bear would win this early, and I thought the last season of Ted Lasso would hold some weight. But you're right. I'm kind of glad it went that way.
Same thing. We picked Jason Sudeikis, but it was the Bear. The Bear just swept, and definitely deserved it.
Yeah. Fantastic Four casting came out.
I was literally gonna say that.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited for the Thing.
Yeah. Eben Moss Bacharach as the Thing. He's a cousin in the
perfect casting.
Kirby, Jessica Kirby, is that her name? As the Invisible Woman. She is in some of the Fast movies.
I don't think I've seen anything she's in.
She's really good.
Same.
Yeah. And then we had Pedro, Daddy Pascal, as Mr. Fantastic. And then the Flame was...
Eddie from
Stranger Things.
Yeah. That's what I'm having. I really like him. I'm just having a really hard time picturing him as Johnny Storm, but I'm happy to be proven wrong.
Yeah. I got an update on The Wizard of Oz. It was Miley Cyrus for Dorothy. I'm doing Timothée Chalamet as the Scarecrow. Bill Hader as Tin Man.
How did you forget that?
I know.
Yeah.
The wizard is Jeff Goldblum. Don't look behind that curtain. And then the guy that opens the door and like says, "No, you cannot see me," is Billy Eichner. I think that'd be really funny. I think we should pitch this.
No.
Aggressive.
No. He'd be so funny in that role. So shout out to my wife. Thank you for saving the day there. So let's move on to the movies we want to talk about. We each brought a movie today that we're going to talk about. I have not seen either of the movies that the other two brought in real life.
Interesting.
So I'm interested to see what you think.
And great.
Yeah, same.
Hey,
so this is a completely independent set of movies.
Discussion topic.
Well, okay, we can like talk about. I think we give like the idea of what the movie's about, and then we can ask questions to the person about the movie. But let's see how it goes. You know, it might be terrible, and next time we'll pick a movie. Just roll with it. You know, if you're listening
I'm
this
excited
far,
for the Trainwreck.
Trainwreck is not the movie I picked.
If you're listening this far, you're used to train wrecks.
You like white noise.
Hey, only two of us are white.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Well, I'm white enough.
Okay, all right. It's white-ish noise. 2.5 whites. That's what. Instead of 2.5 men.
White.
I watched not the movie I chose, but I watched No Hard Feelings the other day. Really funny. Way better than I expected it to be. I enjoyed it. It was Jennifer Lawrence one where she like is the dad to like date their son. It was really good.
Yeah. It was
better than I thought.
It felt like a movie from like a decade ago, but in like it was a good version. Like it was the movies that are good from a decade ago.
Yeah, like an Adam Sandler movie, like pre-Waterboy, where you're like, oh, it's just kind of like Happy Gilmore. You're like, oh, it's a silly idea. He's got to make some money to save his house or his grandma, and there's a lady. It's the same.
Yeah, even the like forced, like the forced heart, where like you're like, I don't really care about this, but like it has to be there to create an arc for the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was good. All right. Jake, would you like to start? Tell us about your film.
Yeah, I'll kick it off. So I watched Annihilation. Not quite recent, came out in 2018.
Yeah.
I chose it because this was coming up. I needed to talk about, something that I watched recently, and fit like one of my brother's all-time favorites. He always bugs me. Oh, you need to watch that, So I'm like, all right, I'll watch that, and I'll be able to talk about it. It was really, really good. I liked it a lot. It's based on a book. Haven't read the book, only seen the film. That's all you need to do. It's 2024. Let's quit reading.
Cut the BS.
But it's a really good just sci-fi film. So the premise of it is there's like a crash landing in Florida around this lighthouse. Like they call it a meteor, but that would have leveled everything. But and then so from that they call it the shimmer, and it's like this weird kind of glowy, it just looks like a shimmer that goes from the ground all the way up, and like, it's around the crash site.
Like every Marvel movie bad guy of the last like 6 movies, where it's just like a beam of light shooting to the sky.
Yeah, exactly. And then, so there's like this shimmer that goes, and you can kind of see through it, and it starts growing and growing, and it's just, and of course they try and study it. They send people in. No one ever comes out. There's no radio communication in or out. And then so the lead, Natalie Portman, is a biologist, and she's sent in as a part of a team of scientists that are going in, and their mission is they want to get to the source, gather data, and go back out. And a really big part of this movie, of course, is the mystery of it. But so without I don't want to be talking about the ending of it, because I do recommend that people see this.
Yeah.
But as soon as they go into the shimmer, everything's weird and like evolved different. The really cool thing is, as soon as they walk in, the very first thing that happens is like she kind of walks in, she's a little disoriented, and then she's like getting up, like out of her sleeping bag. They made camp.
Oh.
And she's super confused, and she goes out, and they're cooking breakfast, and they're like, "Oh, you're finally awake." And she's like, "Yeah, like I'm kind of disoriented." And one of them goes, "You don't remember making camp?"
Ooh.
And she's like, "No, I don't." And she's like, "Yeah, none of us do." And they count up their rations. They're missing days of rations.
Bruh.
And then they're like, "Well, they don't know where they are. They've been hiking for days." So they do their best to navigate, and they figure their best chance of getting out is to go to the lighthouse anyways, and then they'll be able to navigate by the coast.
Whoa.
So they continue their journey. It's super good. The other thing I like about it is the mystery builds all the way through. It's because it starts off, you're intrigued kind of early on, and it just always has a slow build to it. The whole way, like literally right up until the credits roll.
Nice. I do like that.
So,
just for some clarity, Annihilation is streaming on Showtime right now, or you can rent it or buy it on everywhere. Written and directed by Alex Garland. That name might sound familiar because this person directed and wrote Men, the show Devs, Ex Machina, Dread, 28 Days Later. He's working on 28 Years Later, and he's doing the upcoming Civil War movie, which looks insanely good. So that's wild. That's a great...
I didn't know he did Men, and that was the other movie I was going to watch for this.
No way.
That's funny.
That's sick. Yeah, he does really good stuff. If you haven't seen Devs, it's a fun watch. But Annihilation sounds really good. I think I started to watch read the book like 15 years ago or whatever, 10 years ago, however long, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And didn't make it. But that's because I'm not a good reader, not because it's a bad book.
Well, no, I was going to say, I'm very intrigued because you've like sold me on this movie, and I started this book and I almost never quit books, and I quit this book because I was so bored. Taylor finished it and told me it wasn't worth it.
Oh no.
And then we saw the trailer for the movie and we're like, man, we never watched it. But it sounds really good from your description.
There are cases where they do better on it's rare, but there are cases where they do better on a movie than the book did.
True.
Yeah.
True.
And it might just be a story that, because I could see that it's a story where it's more impactful with the visual.
I should say the trailer, the first teaser trailer, because we were aware of it because of the book, looked great because like the kind of hybrid animal situation going on looks really cool.
Yeah.
And then we saw a second trailer and we're like, oh, they ruined it. So I'm so curious. But you've completely sold me on it. I'm definitely gonna watch it now.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. I recommend it. So.
Yeah. All right.
Yep, that's what I got. Annihilation. I say check it out. I feel like sci-fi is less popular as a genre now. So I'm glad that there's kind of a more recent, just pure sci-fi.
Shout out.
I think I've seen it billed as sci-fi horror, but
shout out the
it's
creator.
only horror because it's kind of weird.
Shout out the creator too for a good sci-fi movie that came out recently. It's on Hulu.
Oh, okay.
It's John David Washington. It's by the director of Rogue One, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's good stuff. But
that movie looks good.
It was fun. It was a good movie. Yeah. But yeah, Annihilation I was the same as Nate. Like the first trailer, I was like, this is going to be sick. And then I just never saw it. And it's on my list. I'll put it on there. Thanks, Jake. Love it.
Yep.
Nate, tell us about your love of Emma Stone. Sorry, not Watson. That's mine.
Yeah, it definitely starts there. But I think I'm also going to be a fanboy of this director now.
Yorgos Lanthimos?
Which Yeah, I was gonna say I was pulling up the name to say it because I was scared.
I think that's it.
I'm in a tough spot because I don't want to really describe this movie to you guys. I don't want to spoil anything.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
Like we came into it not seeing it, not knowing anything. Like it's not gonna ruin it, but it's more fun if you don't if you don't know much.
Sure.
And it got a wide release. I'm seeing showtimes for it, so it's still in theaters even.
It is.
It
was rumored to be coming to Hulu this month, but that might be
good.
It might be getting pushed because of Oscar buzz, I'm guessing.
Yeah. If you watch a trailer for this, you probably get a vibe. It's got some like it's a sci-fi, it's really a comedy for the most part. And also it's got some like political statements to make, particularly if you're sexist.
Woke.
I know. if you're a misogynist, you're not gonna love it. I'm not gonna lie.
The barbening.
Unless you like being humiliated.
I wonder what that Venn diagram is of people who are dickhead misogynists and their kink happens to be humiliation.
They are gonna love this movie.
If Twitter didn't make you come, this movie will.
But yeah, like, so it's really fun. The like atmosphere is just completely incredible because it's like it's completely tangential to the story, but the kind of setting is like Victorian England, but also fantastical. Ooh. Like, it's never brought up. They're just like she's walking through a scene and like the sky is a different color than it should be, and it just really works. It's just like set in an alternative universe where I think they're pretty much the same, but they're just kind of weird. But the thing that really sold me is the comedy, like the witty dialogue. Emma Stone basically comes into her own throughout the movie and just becomes smarter and smarter and just destroys people. And some of the funniest like burns that are like blink if you miss it, like a response to something where they just tear you apart.
Yes.
Which is incredible.
Nice. I love that.
Big fan.
Also, Mark Ruffalo plays the Lothario character, and it's one of the funniest things I've seen in a long time. Like, he's super cocky and just gets like, he's like a super cocky ladies man and just gets torn apart. And it's absolutely incredible.
How did you learn the word Lothario? That is quite the word for a woman.
I was about to type that in. I've never heard that word before.
Google it, yeah. It's an LSAT word.
From descriptions of characters like Mark Ruffalo. I've never read the book the book or play that it's based on.
Okay.
It's just like a ladies man who's like really confident and has a lot of swagger.
What LSAT are you taking?
The literature one.
The sexy one.
Hey, it's a good law here. So that's good.
I think you're getting that from that impression from the fact that it's Italian, but yeah. I'm pretty sure it's based on a character in a book.
Oh, we're getting into the etymology of it. Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, right.
Let's go.
I've said before,
Don
it'll always be the case. Yeah. My number one Google search is blank etymology.
Yep.
Mine is blank entomology. So that's fun. Joke's on you. They hibernate.
Recently.
So Poor Things, not streaming, but currently in theaters.
But I was going to ask, do you know the etymology?
I don't. I'm guessing it has to be Latin for bugs or some shit.
Entomos meaning segmented.
Oh, as in the segment of the earth I hate. Bugs. So Nate, you'd go see this movie again?
Yes.
Okay.
I was replying to a text. I have a couple more things to say.
Unprofessional.
I'm really.
He wants.
I know,
he's not. We're
I'm
not.
so sorry.
He's not listening to our entomology humor, and he's over there. I want to talk about this movie on this movie podcast.
Well, first, I got distracted. This is the worst. The worst live talking etiquette to say I was trying to think of something and then I couldn't think of it. It's like a really funny joke of like someone saying,
Go ahead.
I looked up the etymology of a word. Turns out that's not the word I was thinking of. Like they're like they go to look up the etymology and they're like, turns out that's not the right thing.
I don't get it.
It was really good.
It doesn't sound good.
It's really good if you deliver it properly.
I don't believe you.
Look, all the pieces are there, just in segments.
Put it together, okay? Ent it up. Entomos it up.
Okay, so yeah, this movie, it's great.
Yorgos
like
Lanthimos.
Standout performances from Emma, Mark Ruffalo, Willem Dafoe's fun in it. He's not in it very much. If you see like a preview and you see his like crazy face, it's good, but he's not in it very much.
He's one of those guys that you can just have a little bit of him and you're like, perfect.
Exactly. There's a lot of a little bit of him though.
Ooh.
Like he's the first like 15 minutes of the movie and it's really good.
Nice.
Yeah, it's absolutely wild. I'm not as excited about it as Everything Everywhere All at Once, but it is the best movie of 2023 and it's like it scratched that itch. I'm like, keep making weird, really good, smart, funny movies.
Yeah, honestly,
please.
We need more.
And this material. Is the first one that's like scratched the itch since Everything Everywhere.
Wow, that's quite a okay. So more on this director.
It's the film
also
of Rick and Morty.
Also,
we want the film Szechuan
what's
sauce.
His name?
Yorgos.
Yargos is making another movie with Emma Stone that's coming out. Like it's filming now.
Is it Kind of Kindness?
So
yeah, Kinds of
probably.
Kindness.
I don't know.
Plot is kept under wraps. Yorgos also wrote and directed The Favorite, another Emma Stone movie. That was pretty good. Killing of the Sacred Deer.
He just likes Emma Stone.
Not a movie I liked particularly well, but a lot of people seem to like it. And The Lobster, which I've never seen but I heard is good. And Dogtooth, which I haven't seen but I heard is good. So
The Lobster is great. Yeah. Very different. And The Favorite's also incredible. I didn't know that was him.
I like The Favorite. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm a fanboy of Yargos.
I think I know why you like The Favorite.
Yorgos.
But it might be the same reason you like this movie. Yorgos.
It's not.
Okay.
Only
Emma Stone's tits. She's a great actress.
I was gonna say I've seen neither movie, but now I know what's in them just by you having
I don't
said.
think she's in that. It's not in the first one, but this one it is. I don't think it's in The Favorite. The Favorite, it's more. Oh, it's regal carpet.
It's the same thing though. It's The Favorite is like Victorian setting, really witty dialogue that's coming at you faster than you can process,
and in
which I enjoy.
Very British accent, which is tough sometimes.
Yeah,
you got to like warm up to it a bit. Like watch some Great British Baking Show on like 2x speed, and then watch it. There you go.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nate. That was a good one. Speaking of different languages, though, my pick is Anatomy of a Fall. This movie came out last year. It is a French film, but it's also English and German. It's about a woman and her husband and their son, who is deaf, who are in this winter cabin. The wife and the husband are writers, and the husband's having writer's block, and they're at this winter cabin by themselves, and the kid takes the dog on a walk, and he comes back and finds his dad dead on the ground outside the cabin, and the mom was asleep, wakes up, comes and calls the police. And that's the first 15 minutes, I would say. The rest of the movie, 2.5 hours, is them figuring out how to defend her in court. So it's like her and her lawyer reenacting it. You see some of the police talk about their life, and it's a really cool movie because it reveals the relationship these characters had through a court drama. It's like things unfold in front of you at certain points in time where you're like, oh, maybe she didn't do it. Oh, she definitely did it. Oh, I don't know if she did it. And the way that they reveal things to you is so interesting. It keeps you on your toes the whole time that I thought I was on my, suspended in I was in suspense the whole time. It was really good about that. It did a really good job of keeping me interested. The main actress, Sandra Hüller, is up for Best Actress. She destroyed this role. She's like the whole movie, and she did really well. She's also in Zone of Interest, if you've seen that. I think she's the wife of the Nazi. So it's a really, really good movie. It's incredibly tense at times. And you're left kind of unsure how to think about it as it unfurls. And I really like that part. They did a great job of keeping it a mystery throughout the movie. And I think that the performances were incredible. The writing's incredible. You do have to read some subtitles, but that's a turn off for some people, but I don't mind it. And that honestly kind of keeps me more interested in the movie, I feel like, because I have to watch it. Like, I can't be on my phone at all. So that kind of gets me more. Like, my favorite movies the past couple years have been non-English, like Parasite and this. So yeah, I think they did a great job with it. Really interesting. Right now it's available to buy and rent on digital. It's not streaming anywhere, and I don't think it's in theaters anymore. It might come back for Oscar run stuff, but yeah, Anatomy of a Fall.
I was gonna say, didn't this like sweep a lot of awards?
It did outside the U.S. and then at the Golden Globes they put it up for Best Picture, but did not put it up for Best Foreign Film. France put a different movie up, and they definitely would have won, from what a lot of people say, and I agree. If they would have put it up for Best Foreign Film. But yeah, incredible movie. Really liked it. Go see it. It's worth all 2 hours, 31 minutes of it. Yeah. Anatomy of a Fall. Good times.
Nice.
Yeah. Those were our movies. I hope you enjoyed this new style.
Go watch them.
Yeah. We'll do this every once in a while, and then we'll do every once in a while we'll also do one where we all watch the same movie, and let us know what you think down below. If you're on YouTube, hey, is this a good way or not? If you're on any other podcast format, too bad. Your opinion doesn't matter. Go find us on YouTube.
If you're on Twitter, send a racist comment.
Just to anybody, not at us.
It's allowed now.
Yeah, I know. You're actually encouraged, I'm pretty sure. So that's...
Are we on Truth Social yet?
Oh, yeah, I'm all over that. I gotta get my shoes. Everybody, welcome to Jeopardy. My favorite game. I watch this every night with my wife for dinner, with dinner. And I thought, why don't we try our own version of Jeopardy that we've tried before, but this time leveled up. All right. I don't have a final Jeopardy. I got to think of one when we get there. There's also no daily doubles listed, but we'll give them to you.
You don't follow leveled up with the list of things it's missing.
It's fine. I'm just being realistic. Okay. So Jake, you get to pick the board first. Are you going with what?
Let's get Marvel Castaway out of the way.
Marvel Castaway. How much?
100.
100. Ryan Reynolds, T.J. Miller, Josh Brolin.
Would you care to explain what the category is?
Yes, Marvel cast members that are in Marvel but not in the MCU.
Great.
Jake buzzed in already.
Wait.
What's the movie title?
I had an answer.
Sorry. I was thrown by the absolute lack of Jeopardy decorum.
What's the movie? What's the movie title?
I was gonna guess Green Lantern.
Incorrect. Nate, what's the movie title?
You just say what the fucking rules are again?
Yeah, give me the movie title.
Of what?
These three actors are in a movie that is a Marvel movie not released by Marvel. What is that movie?
Okay. Deadpool. The first.
Incorrect. It's
What?
Deadpool 2.
Josh
Josh Brolin's not in the first one. All right, we're going to go back to zero. We're just going to wipe everyone to zero. We're going to make that not count. Let me go over the categories. Movie title before and after.
Okay.
Movie title before and after, which means I'm going to give you a description of two movies and their titles connect into one. So, for instance, like Madam Web, and then the next movie would start with Web. Web, whatever.
We know how before and after works. We just need to know the categories you made up that the rules aren't clear about.
Okay. There's Marvel Castaway, which is I'm going to give you characters in a Marvel. I'm going to give you the actors in a Marvel movie that is not released by Marvel, but it is a Marvel movie. So like Deadpool was released by Fox. But
very clear. That's great.
And then single word titles. Guess what that's about? The title is a single word. I'm going to give you a movie description. The title is a single word. Part 3.
I tried to buzz in, but it hasn't been reset.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Part 3 is the third of a movie series. And quotables is the quote from a movie.
Nailed it.
Sounds good.
All right. To be fair, in Jeopardy, they just tell you the titles, and you have to figure it out based on...
To be fair, they read the titles, and then when there's a special rule, he explains what he means by that.
Yeah. There's no special rules here. Figure it out.
Marvel Castaway is... There's no reason to understand what that means.
All right. Fair enough. I was just Marvel cast, and I thought it was fun that they were all non-Marvel movies.
It's really clever. You still have to tell us how it works.
All right, good. As long as it's clever, then I'll explain it.
Yeah, it's a really good... Yeah, Castaway, come on.
Yeah. Okay.
Great.
Jake, you're still in control of the board. Where would you like to go?
200.
Marvel Castaway?
Yeah.
In Jeopardy now, you have to say the whole category. Isn't that ridiculous? You used to be able to just say like Marvel for 4. Now you have to say the whole category name. It's a waste.
What, did somebody complain about it?
Probably. Patrick Stewart, Hugh Jackman, Ray Park. Jake.
X-Men.
That is correct.
What is?
Yep. Jake gets that one. Jake, where do you want to go next?
Marvel Castaway 300.
Marvel Castaway 300. Tom Hardy, Riz Ahmed, Michelle Williams. Boop, boop, boop. Nate got in just in time. Nate.
Ooh. Venom 2?
Incorrect.
Was it Venom?
Jake, do you want to buzz in?
No.
Okay. It was...
I think it's...
What'd you think?
Oh, I think it's Venom 1.
It is Venom.
I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
I think there's 3 Venoms, and I've seen none of them.
There's 2. Third one's coming out. I've seen both. They're pretty fun.
I haven't seen any of them, and I think I thought that the villain played by Riz Ahmed was in the second one and not the first.
Reverse that. Woody Harrelson was the Carnage in the second one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
400, Jake. Is that what you want to go
let's do it.
All right. Marvel Castaway 400. Dakota Johnson.
Just call it for him.
Sydney Sweeney. Nate.
Madam Web.
Is this not proper Jeopardy rules?
Hey, I cleared the buzzer. That's on
me. He cleared the buzzer.
Yeah, that's on me. It is Madam Web. Good job, Nate. You're at 100. Good job.
I'm enjoying Jake's anger more than my points.
Where would you like to go? Nate, you're in control.
Oh, shit. Let's go to movie before and after for 300.
All right.
Judy Garland, just for more anger from me.
Judy Garland sings with the Tin Man as James Franco flies in a hot air balloon. Nate. I'm going to need the full title.
The Wizard. Yeah. The Wizard of Oz, the Great and Powerful.
That is correct. Please remember your phrasing, but I'll give it to you.
Oh, shit.
You're fine.
Has anyone been doing that
I don't
the
know.
whole time?
Wizard of Oz.
I remembered Oz the Great, and I'm like, I feel like there was more.
Oh, yeah. James Franco requires more. All right, Nate, you have a 200-point lead. Where would you like to go?
Single word titles for 400.
Single word titles, 400. Christopher Nolan's palindromic movie in title and production. Nate.
What is Tenet?
That is correct. Well done. 800 to you total. Where are you going next, Nate?
Marvel Castaway for 500.
That's our daily double.
Hey!
You can bid up to 800. How much would you like to bid?
I'll make it a true daily double, Ben.
Ooh, I don't know how to do this, actually, now I think about it. But we'll
Mistake.
figure it out. Miles Teller, Kate Mara, Michael B. Jordan, Jamie Bell.
Buck. Michael B. Jordan.
Nate?
I'm trying to think of it.
And I'm being Ken by saying, do you have an answer?
Nope.
Boop, boop, boop.
Jake, do you have one? Can't get it.
No.
Okay. The Fantastic Four.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Fan Forstick.
Fan Forstick.
What a piece of shit movie.
Wow. All right, Nate, back down to 0. Where are you going next, though? You still in control of the board.
Specifically blocked from his memory.
Part 3 for 300. I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know that was Michael B. Jordan. I'm glad I didn't.
This group gets sent to a daycare where a teddy bear rules over all. Nate.
What is Toy Story 3?
That is correct. Nicely done.
I was trying to think how many Ted movies there were.
That's good, guess. Nate, where are we going?
Part 3 for 400.
Part 3 for 400. A good portion of this movie involves an evolutionary testing experiments on animals. Nate.
What is Guardians of the Galaxy 3?
That is correct. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Nate's up to 700. Jake, you have 200. Still plenty of board to go.
For the record,
Yeah.
I was going to say Planet of the Apes on that one, and I think it would have held.
I use the word evolutionary on purpose because that's the name of the character who did the experiments.
Then it's evolutionary, not an evolutionary.
He is an evolutionary.
No, he's an evolutionary.
Yeah.
His name's the High Evolutionary.
Uh-huh.
You fucking idiot.
Yeah. Big brain on Ken over here. Come on now. I'm playing with you two. I know this is the hard part, is making up these goddamn questions that you two won't pick at. Don't think I didn't think about that.
And if you do it right, we pick at each other.
Yeah.
That's the good part. All right, Jake or Nate, where are we going?
Ideally. Movie titles before and after for 400.
Oh, honey. Emo Tobey Maguire dances his way through a small town in Missouri dealing with a mother on a quest for justice.
I know the answer. I just don't know if I know the name of the second movie.
It's too bad.
I don't have a guess.
5 more seconds.
I'm not going to risk it, but I want to tell you what I think it might be.
Go for it.
What is Spider-Man 3 Billboards in Ebbing, Missouri?
So close. But yeah. What is
I
Spider-Man?
I knew I was going to get it wrong.
Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
Yeah, I know I wasn't going to get it.
Yeah, it's close. Did I forget to give you one? I feel like you should have more money.
Me too.
I don't think so.
No, you're right. Yep, you're right. No,
Yeah.
you got this one, didn't you?
No, I got the 400 too.
Yeah, you did. So you should have 1,100.
Jake, you stuck.
Nate, where are we going next?
Before and after for 500.
Before and after 500. Alex Honnold climbs a mountain in the scariest way as Han shows us how he became Han alongside Donald Glover.
But
Do you have a guess? 3 seconds left.
I know the answer, but
Then buzz in. Smarty.
Then you should buzz in and say it.
Yeah, buzz in.
Coward.
Buzz in.
I don't need the points, and
you do.
I'm confused.
You do need the points because you don't know what I'm going to do for Jake to get him back to even. You need the points at all
You know
times.
there's going to be some sort of comeback mechanic.
You're goddamn right there is. What do you got, Nate?
I'm not guessing.
All right. Well, I'm not going to give you the satisfaction of getting it right either. What is Free Solo, a Star Wars story?
I knew you were going to require a Star Wars story.
Why would I not?
Fucking dumb.
It's the title.
Whatever, man.
What, do you just want to say Star Wars?
No,
Oh,
it was
Star
free Solo, but I was like, there's nothing after Solo.
Yeah, there's
the title
Solo,
of the movie
a Star
was
Wars
Solo. Colon, a Star Wars story is bullshit.
Colon is the biggest part of most movies. For that, I'm taking 100 points away for that.
I know you're fucking.
I'm
Get
gonna-
out of here. I know your fucking
Yeah.
tricks.
You know what, Jake? You're in control of the board.
It's,
Jake, where
it's
you
not
going?
even tricks at this point. It's just
Jake,
blatant.
you're in control. Where are you going?
We're going to say movie titles before and after 200.
Look at that, the daily double. And you can bet all of Nate's money. How much do you want to bet?
I'm going to do 300.
300.
I'm going to do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Coward.
A young lion finds his way as a monkey is taken from his home and fights some planes.
Oh, Lion King Kong.
Nice job.
What is?
Oops. 600.
See, yeah, bring me more Disney. Bring me more kaijus.
Nate gets
This is
$300
my
off.
home.
Because that was betting
Wait,
Nate's money.
why did I lose points?
Because you bet. I
You
said how
told me
much
I
of
was
Nate's
betting
money.
your money.
Yeah, he bet 300 and he took it from you. This is Battle Jeopardy now.
This is fucking bullshit.
This is more fun. Jake, where are you going?
See, aren't you glad I didn't do 1,000? Let's finish up movie title before and after.
Good to call. The first Brian Connor movie and the last one featuring Brian Connor. Family.
I don't know who Brian Connor is.
Did the family part not give it away? Family.
Yeah.
Nate?
Oh.
What is Fast and the Furious? I buzzed. I realized I don't know what the last movie is.
You're so close.
Furious. What is Fast and the Furious X?
Ooh, Fast and the Furious 7. Yes, Furious 7, the name of the last movie.
Oh,
tied.
Featuring Brian.
Featuring Brian Connor.
No, that's on me.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I'll take the hit.
No, I mean you're going to.
Oh, I see.
Because you got it wrong. Jake, you were the last one to give us the correct response. Where are we going?
That's not how any of this works.
That's literally how Jeopardy works. The last one to give a correct response.
That is how Jeopardy works.
Oh, I thought he took over.
No, he did. I gave it to him.
I did like a couple rounds ago.
He took over.
That went under the radar.
Then he got the daily double on the next question. Wow, wonder why.
You know what? We're tied up, so I assume Ben will stop cheating for Jake for a little while. So it's fine.
A little while. We'll get to Final Jeopardy and then we'll see how calm you are.
Yeah.
Let's do quotables for 200.
Jake's favorite color today.
I'm gonna make him an offer he cannot refuse. Jake.
What is The Godfather?
What is The Godfather? Nice job.
Nice.
I've not seen that movie yet.
Started that movie, gave up, no regrets.
Yeah.
Super boring.
A lot of talking.
Do not recommend.
A lot of talking. All right, next up, Jake.
100%.
I think it's seen as a great movie, but then we got way better at making so
like
it doesn't hold up.
The Citizen Kane kind of thing. Like, yeah, it's cool then, but we've seen it all now. Yeah. It's fair. Yeah.
We'll do part 3 for 200.
I think it was the no alien titties that got me out of Godfather.
Nah.
Ray learns about her name. Kind of. Yeah. Now colon what, Nate?
It makes sense in this context.
Oh yeah, it makes sense in this context.
But I don't know what it is because that movie's fucking dumb.
Jake, do you want to give it a shot or no?
Yes.
Okay. All right, what's your guess?
I'm gonna say Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker.
Boy, that is the name. Nice job.
Oh my god.
Way to go. See, Nate, take a chance. Sometimes it pays off.
I just didn't know what it was.
I was stuck because I was like, okay, I was stuck on like I knew Rise, and I kept thinking it was Jedi, and I'm like, Rise of the Jedi, Rise of the.
Okay. The name, get it? It's in the clue. Jake, where are we going
we'll do part 3 for 100.
100. Bane has something to say about football fields.
Ben is so mad.
I'm very upset.
Yeah.
Nate?
What is The Dark Knight Rises?
You sure got it. I was going to give you both minus points if you didn't even guess that one.
I was like 50-50, and if Nate gets it wrong,
I can never remember what the order of those movies is.
Batman Begins, The Dark Knight.
Well, I got the first one.
Rises.
All right, Ben.
Fucking read a book.
Dab your cum. It's okay. You said that so fast.
Yeah, because I'm not an idiot. And I know what.
Yeah, because he's reading it off the posters right behind his monitor.
Yeah. He's got it tattooed on the inside of his eyelids.
Nate, where are you going next?
Single world titles for 100.
Single word titles for 100. A boxer runs up some stairs. Adrian. Nate.
What is Rocky?
What is Rocky? Nice job.
Oh, never seen any of those.
I saw the Creed movies. Those are good.
Single word for 300.
Wade Wilson makes his debut. Well, official debut. Nate.
What is Deadpool?
Correct. I was hoping it was actually like X-Men Origins Wolverine, but that's not a one-word title. Because he's technically in that too. Nate?
What? Let's do quotables for 400. Almost what is to my category? I don't know how often, if that happens at all.
It does. There was a category the other day that was a question. Nate, it's a daily double. How much of your money would you like to...
True daily double.
True daily double, 800 on quotables for 400.
I made a mistake, but I don't care.
Houston, we have a problem.
What is Apollo 13?
What is Apollo 13 is correct.
Nice.
Nicely done. You're at 1,600 now, still in control of the board. Where would you like to go?
Quotables for 500.
Quotables for 500. I'm the king of the world. Nate. Wait, sorry.
I'm like
Jake
nervous.
Sorry, Jake got it. I'm sorry. Jake got it.
Oh, I might be. Is that Titanic?
That is Titanic. Nice job.
See, and that was in the form
the
of...
fact that you were
I panicked because I was like, why is that a 500 question?
that was what I would bet.
It shouldn't have been. I tried to move it, but this app wouldn't have let me, so I just left it.
It's mind games. That's what it is.
I had to redo the whole category if I wanted to do that, and I didn't want to retype it.
Yeah, I buzzed in. I look over. I see Nate's confused face, and I'm like, I messed up.
Well, he was confused because he didn't buzz. I didn't clear it out last time, but you buzzed and he didn't. And you buzzed first, or you both buzzed and he buzzed.
I was furiously clicking the buzz button to be clear.
Second.
I was just having the reaction to the question.
You were definitely second. Okay, Jake, you're in control of the board and only down by 100. Where are we going next?
Let's finish out part 3.
Part 3. Let's finish it out. Halle Berry and her dogs join in with Keanu Reeves on his way out of being chased by hitmen. What movie is Halle Berry and Keanu Reeves in where Keanu Reeves is fighting his way out of being chased by hitmen?
I think I know this, but I can't come up with the name.
Nate?
What is John Wick 3?
Fuck, that's it.
That is John Wick 3.
Oh my god!
I just couldn't remember if there was a subtitle.
I think there was.
I know Ben loves his colons.
I didn't do it on that one. I think I left it off on that one. Nate, where are you going?
And that's why I'm nervous to answer questions that you wrote.
Because I'm a stickler only when I know you know the movie title. Like, you should know a Star Wars movie title. John Wick 3 Parabellum, no one gives a shit.
It's not that I didn't know the title. It's that Solo, a Star Wars movie. It's not clear if that's part of the title.
That is part of the title. It's on the poster.
How is it not clear that it's part of the title?
Yeah.
It's what it's
Cause
called.
and effect.
Because that's just fucking describing the movie.
Yeah. So is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, I'm reading Pride and, you know.
These people are really prejudicial now that I think about it. They should put that in the title.
Single word titles for 200.
All right. 200. Not just a movie, also a show and a city in North Dakota. Nate.
What is Fargo?
Yeah. Nice job. Two left. Where are you going?
Titles for 500.
Quotables?
Titles.
Oh, sorry. There's 3 left. My bad. Sipping a tub, laying on a grave, or was it the egg order that did you in? Nate?
What is Saltburn? That's really not fair to Jake.
Sure is. What is Saltburn?
Oh, I mean, that's what he gets for not watching Saltburn.
Saltburn was great.
True. I don't get any of that.
Yeah, you will. You will.
I don't even want those 500 points. Take them off.
Okay.
Jake can't win anyway.
Also, we need a different buzzer site, one that doesn't let me buzz in if Nate already buzzed in.
Oh yeah, true. I gave it to Jake instead of Nate because Nate said he didn't want it. So Nate now has 2,300. Jake
nice,
has
I'll take
2,000.
it. Yeah. Now do you feel the burn?
300.
Quota was 300. You're gonna need a bigger boat. Nate.
What is Jaws?
That is Jaws. A lot of people think it's we're gonna need a bigger boat. It's actually you're gonna need a bigger boat. Fun fact.
Speaking of sort of Jaws, they're making a new Twister.
Yeah, and it looks sick. Twisters?
That's wild.
It's going to be badass.
There's already a Twisters.
No. This movie's called Twisters.
Is there?
There's Twister. That was the first one. This one's called Twisters. It's more than one. You might be thinking of the child's game Twister. The Twister sequel is Twisters.
It's worth pausing this game to see Nate just look it up and realize he's wrong.
I think he's going to get a movie thing wrong right in front of me. Come on, Nate. There's a reason I don't play Jeopardy. Okay?
Oh, now it's curiosity.
Yeah. Now I'm not sure. No, I was never sure.
No, I'm pissed that I'm wrong.
200 more points.
How did they not make a Twister sequel and call it Twisters 2 decades ago?
I don't know, but you just gave 200 points to Jake by asking.
They didn't have the CGI.
What? What?
Yeah, your curiosity killed your points. Final question before Jeopardy.
If we had anyone who listened to this,
yeah,
I would ask them to tally the real score to this game.
It's like add 800 for you is what it is.
It makes me think of listening to Mostly Nitpicking where they're like fans comments. I would do the same thing, but we don't have any fans.
All right, down below, what's the actual score?
What is the Sixth Sense?
Yes, correct. All right, 2,500 to 2,200. We have a close game going into Final Jeopardy. The category is box office numbers.
As expected.
Box office numbers is the category. You can bet up to all of your money. Please text me how much you want to bet. The category is... Interesting. Okay, the category is box office numbers. All right, we're going to mix in a little Price is Right. Getting to the nearest dollar without going over. Give me the domestic only, box office numbers up to today for Madam Web.
Ooh.
Domestic box office numbers up to today for Madam Web. It's been out since February 14th, so exactly a week. What is the domestic box office number for Madam Web?
I absolutely love that we're just completely changing the rules of how Jeopardy works again.
I can get... do you want to say what is your answer?
I strongly suspected that this would, as soon as the category was box office numbers, I'm like, we're going to be guessing box office numbers for a movie.
Yeah.
Of course we are. No, I'm saying we're using Price. You literally said we're using Price is Right rules.
Yeah.
That's not how this works.
It's how it's going to work. Oh, look at that light. Hell yeah. It's because I didn't make a Final Jeopardy question. Next time there will be one. Actually, next time Jake or Nate should make the Jeopardy. I should play the other people.
That'd be hilarious.
I feel like that would be me doing the Jeopardy because otherwise it would be rough.
I don't know. Nate might pick some interesting categories. You both.
Nate might also think it's fun to show you how a one-sided game feels.
Oh, that's very true. Nate would get his comeuppance. Well, I would get my comeuppance. Nate would give the comeuppance. Okay. Everybody has their answers in. This is closest without going over. Jake, you were in second place with 2,200. You bet 800, and you guessed $10 million. Nate, you bet 500 and guessed $25 million. The actual box office domestic price is
going to be so high, Jake. You're going to be bummed.
$27,783,405, giving Nate the win, only $2 million off.
Oh my God.
Nate has won Jeopardy. Way to go.
Hey, everybody.
Thanks for listening to our episode today. I'd like to thank my guests for joining us, Nate and Jake. We had a great time playing some Jeopardy and talking about some movies that, I'm now interested to go see. Nate had a great time. He won. Don't do that. You won. If you're new here, you can follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere else you get your podcasts. If you do listen on Apple Podcasts, please leave us a review. If you're watching us, be sure to like and subscribe and leave us a comment on this video to let us know what movie to talk about next on our YouTube channel at Rum and Cinema on youtube.com. You can also find us on TikTok, where we do our shorts at Rum and Cinema. Jake, do you have a movie you'd like to leave the folks with to watch other than the Annihilation you talked about?
I'm going to shill a podcast. The Tosh Show. I just started listening to it. Cracks me up. If you listen to Tosh.0, it's then Daniel Tosh, but he just does interviews, and every week he picks a random. It's like people that he knows, but it's just people he finds interesting. And his rule is no celebrities and no comedians.
Oh.
So first episode is his wife's gynecologist. Second episode is a Paralympic athlete with no legs.
Dang.
And he just really liked his story.
That's right.
Yeah, it's literally just random people, and he does so good on an interview. He's a funny guy.
That's dope.
I'm very interested in this, but I gotta know, is Tosh genuine? It's hard to picture.
Yeah, it is. Because he still has the same, he has that sarcastic humor that wry, quick, and a negative sense of humor. And so when he throws out jokes, which he does all the time, it's still that.
Nice.
But he does. And so the first question he asks everybody is, and he's like, I ask all of my guests this is the very first question: do you believe in ghosts?
Yeah.
And that first, the first guy, the gynecologist, he's kind of quiet for a minute, and then he goes, no. And he's like, okay, you took a long time there. You're a man of science. I was worried. Then I listened to the second episode, and this, same thing. I ask all my guests, do you believe in ghosts? And the guy goes, yes. And then it plays this just perfect buzzer sound. I was dying. And then Tosh rips him apart on how he's a moron for believing in ghosts.
Damn, dude. They should have Zach Baggins.
Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it's there.
Should have what?
Zach Baggins from Ghost Adventures on. That'd be awesome.
No
famous people.
He throws in serious questions, and he's real with his opinions. He doesn't sugarcoat his. He'll ask about political things, or if they're related to the person that he's interviewing.
Sure.
But I don't know. It's a good mix of it's mostly a comedy show, but also you do get some cool insight and some cool stories out of the people he's interviewing.
That's dope. All right, what's it called again?
Tosh Show.
Tosh Show. All right, podcast.
Yes.
Check it out. That sounds awesome. Thank you.
He said it would have been Tosh Point Show, but the lawyers were too worried.
Fair.
That's what I want to hear from Tosh.
Yeah.
He opens up on, and he goes, a lot of people ask me what happened to the to Tosh.0, and the truth is they offered me a bunch of money to cancel my contract, and I took the money.
Hell yeah. Get paid. That's awesome. All right, Tosh Show on podcast. I think it's on YouTube too. I've seen the videos on there. It pops up every
I think it is, because he also does the his big thing before was the internet videos.
Yeah. And
he does one internet video per episode.
Oh.
And I only have listened to them on podcast, and up to the point where I've listened, it's all audio based. And then just the most recent episode I listened to, he's like, and all right, here's this week's video. And I just hear random sounds, and then they start cracking. And I'm like, come on. Yeah. You're doing this in a podcast format. You have to pick something where the video isn't necessary.
Or cut it out. Just tell us, hey, go to our YouTube channel to.
Yeah, right.
Lazy editors. What's that like?
But you listen to Tosh?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. No, he's not. Thank you. Tosh Show. Sounds great. Nate, what do you recommend to the people?
I got nothing, actually.
Wow. You just
been rewatching House on TV. I've seen like 4 independent films, and other than Poor Things, I don't recommend any of them.
What were the ones you saw, if you remember? Zone of Interest was one.
Zone of Interest. We just saw The Sweet East, which I was really excited for based on the trailer. It's fine. It could be interesting if you like
that tiny theater that you were sending. You see those independent movies there?
Yeah.
They have like 4. There's a big theater, but that was the first time we went, and it was that tiny fucking theater. It was hilarious.
Oh my god, I was dying.
Yeah. No, I was like, I'm pretty sure my future home theater is going to be bigger than this.
Yes.
But yeah. Can't remember was that Zone of Interest? No, that wasn't Zone of Interest.
It was Poor Things, wasn't it? Did you see Poor Things again?
Oh yeah, no, we saw it was Poor Things that we saw in there because we were late. We were late to the game on that one.
Yeah.
So it was showing in the baby theater. The Sweeties was interesting, but like not as smart as it thought it was. Would be my it. It was like I would describe it as like Forrest Gump for this generation and time period. Basically, a teenage girl who kind of is like doesn't give a shit. Goes from like situation to situation that are basically like satire of like modern cultural movements. Like she finds herself in like an anarchist group that's like Antifa, and then she like stumbles into a white supremacist group, and then she stumbles into a what was the third one? Can't remember.
Some group.
Oh, basically like a Hollywood, like a director of independent films who thinks they're like a fucking genius.
Nice.
Yeah. It's basically just like everything that the left and right, like the boogeyman of the left and right, and it's just like lampooning all of them. And I thought that was going to be great, but it's just like it's kind of meh. It's kind of surface level. Like we left and Taylor was like, "Yeah, like white supremacists are fucking dumb. Like I already knew that." And like there are elements of like anarchist kids who are fucking idiots. Like it's not shocking, really.
It didn't reveal anything new to you.
Like if you grew up in like the suburbs and you actually believe like what the like news shows about these groups, you might be like, oh yeah, like they're actually not as scary and like not as insidious as I'm led to believe. But like, yeah, there was one. It really sold the beginning. There was one absolute knockout joke, and I'm just gonna tell you because I don't recommend you see the movie. So it starts with this high schooler. She's on a field trip to DC. Like she's from the South. She's on a field trip to DC. The kids afterwards are hanging out at like a pizza place, and a Pizzagate conspiracy guy comes in and is like shooting up the place, like, and is like yelling at the manager. And she's in the bathroom, and a guy like bursts in, is like, "I'm getting out of here. Are you coming?" And he opens a secret door in the bathroom. And they're running through a tunnel, and there's kids' toys scattered everywhere. And he goes, "Man, this place is bigger than I remember from when I was a kid."
God.
I spit whatever I was drinking, and that was the funniest joke in the movie, and it was 10 minutes in.
All downhill from there.
Damn.
It absolutely was. I was so excited, and then I was like, "Oh shit."
That's too bad.
But that was fucking great. Yeah.
All right. So don't see that.
Yeah, independent films are hit or miss, is what I'm learning.
They're not all frank.
Oh yeah, I don't think we've talked since. I don't know if we've talked since Saltburn. Saltburn's worth watching. Yeah. It is really good.
Saltburn's cool. It's on Amazon Prime right now.
Nice.
Cool. Thanks, Nate. I would recommend Thanksgiving.
And then you can maybe win Jeopardy.
Yeah, I'll do another Saltburn question. I would like to recommend Thanksgiving. It's Eli Roth's newest movie. It's a slasher film about Thanksgiving. And it's everything you want it to be. It's gory in parts, but not like you're going to be sick gory. It's just like over the top gory where you're just kind of like, ha, nice. The kill scenes are incredible. There's the one in the trailer I'll give you because it doesn't spoil anything. It's a lady who works at like a restaurant. He dips her face in water to like start the killer, to start like drowning her, and then opens the freezer door and sticks her face to it, so it's like wet on the freezer door, and she like can't escape, and like you see her skin start to kind of like peel off of it, and then he like grabs an axe and just like hacks at her. It is so cool, and it gets right into it. It's like an hour and a half. It's really well done, and it's fun, and there's like a little twists and turns, and you're kind of like, oh, who did it? And it's kind of like all about like Thanksgiving and how it's more of a consumerist holiday now, which, you know, not saying anything new, but did fun stuff with it, and it's really cool. So yeah, Thanksgiving. I think it's on AMC Plus, Shudder, that kind of combo, but it's like $5 to rent on Google too. It's really good. So yeah, Thanksgiving. Nice. And with that does it for our episode. I want to thank again Nate and Jake for being here. Thank you all for listening. Enjoy your rum. Enjoy your cinema. We'll see you next time.